Look at this. Look how beautiful these woods are. Wouldn't you love to live here? This is the Hollowville Cottage, Rock, New York, a little bit outside of Hudson. Shot this for Andrew Yates. Right at the road, there was a small house and then a little guest house that had been renovated with some pretty nice like restoration hardware items. Some beautiful landscaping in the back, nice Adirondack chairs and things. Started by hiking up behind the house where they cleared a little bit of space for a potential build site, get some of the potential views. If somebody bought this land and built a house here, this is the view they would get. If you built like a 2-story house, you'd be able to see over the trees into the mountains, maybe 3 stories. I don't know what it would take to get up there. But this is the view from standing right where the trees were cut. A little bit of the view off to the distance. You can see what your potential views could be, especially if you cleared some more trees. But it's a really beautiful bit of forest up there, and I enjoyed hiking up there. I really enjoy shoots that involve a hike through the woods. It's kind of my favorite. And we're gonna get into that in some of the other places that I'll be presenting. I did one shoot for Angelica Ferguson where we hiked for like 4 hours it was just a huge parcel, like a $5 million land parcel. This was just a little hike in the woods that I enjoyed. We'll get to that one another time. Look at this. Look how beautiful these woods are. Wouldn't you love to live here? Wouldn't you love for your house to be somewhere where you're wandering through this, a little path through the woods right through here? Wouldn't that be so nice? That's my dream. I would love that. Another shot showing potential views from the build site and then coming back down to the current land. And here are I guess those are Adirondack chairs. They're a little reclined. They're Adirondack chilled out chairs. I really liked this bit of landscape, and it would have been really nice if like a sunrise or a sunset shot of this would have been really beautiful, but it wasn't necessary for this shoot. Every shoot that I do, I'm like, how much more beautiful? How much more could we have done here? And of course, it's like, well, the budget is only whatever it is, but I want to shoot a place all day long. I want to be there before the sun comes up, and I want to get the sunrise, and I want to get the most beautiful light in the middle of the day, and I want to get a jaw-dropping sunset, and that's what I want for every shoot. And I want to wander the grounds, and I want to see the little beautiful river that's flowing through it, and like the most pretty trees and the paths through the woods, and that's who I am, and that's what I want to do, right? Inside the house, I want to find where the most gorgeous light is just like oozing through the scene. And that's what I'm looking for every time, And when you're only there for an hour, you don't really get all that stuff. But sometimes you do, Sometimes you get lucky. Anyway, this was an older house that had a little bit of fixing up, but not a whole ton. And you can tell that in here. We've got some nice old hardwood floors. We've got cabinets with, they're older. They kind of look like the cabinets that I had when I lived in Ridgewood, just, with a layer of paint on them. I'm pretty sure this was all ambient light and that I didn't use any lighting on this one. At least I don't think that I did. I think this was just pretty simple set of brackets. And if you're not familiar with brackets, it's a dark photo, a medium photo, and a really bright photo. And then you put together the best parts of each. You could call it HDR, but HDR is when you let the computer do that for you. When you do it manually, you get a lot more control over how nice the image looks. And that's how you get a beautiful photo as opposed to one that looks a little muddy. This shot is probably one of the better ones. I asked a friend to evaluate these, and he was like, I think this is the best shot of this place. Just, it's a little bummer that the window over here is dirty. I think that's a screen. I think that's a screen that's wet. The name of the game on this shoot was get it shot quickly and easily, and we didn't go through all of the steps that I would do on a bigger shoot to make everything perfect. This was a budget. Let's make some nice photos as quickly as we can, and there's a lot of ground to cover. I really like this room. I really like these chairs. I feel like this wooden one in the foreground is probably supposed to have some cushions on it, but those weren't there when I was there, so we got what we got. Here you can tell I did a little bit of photoshopping to bring in those window views, and here's my thing about window views. For the room to be this bright, those windows would be overexposed, very bright outside. Like for the windows to have a very natural look to them. I think it's really important that they are not too dark. There's a tendency in real estate photography to darken down the windows too much, and then they don't look believable anymore. You want it to feel like it would look to your eye in the space, and if it is bright in the space, that means that it is bright outside because the sunlight is coming in and filling the space. And so this level of light outside the windows, you can see that it is daytime outside. You can see that there is greenery. It's a little bright the way that it should be. And there's a little glow around the windows the way that there should be. And so this is how it should be. Really like the light on the carpet on the floor down here a lot. And he's got this huge piece of art on the wall over here, which is really nice. I couldn't quite work this entire expanse in one image with the equipment that I had. It would have been nice maybe if I had like a ultra wide, like a 12 millimeter lens, which I have now, to shoot the entire space left to right. But shooting it in chunks gives you these more nice graphic looks, and it's a better look really than an ultra wide image. And between all of them, you get a feel for what the space is like. I feel like it would have been nice to shoot maybe one more shot facing the bed from, like, if I had stepped over here on the right by the painting and shot that photo, I might have liked that, but I didn't, and I have to trust that I had a good reason not to. And over here, I actually like these little windows right on the little sitting area, and so I kind of wish I had stood right here and got a little shot of that. It's funny, you look back on the shoots and you see all these little things that you were like, I could have done that differently. I remember something about this being pretty challenging, and maybe it's because the room was so dark, but whatever the case is, it came out looking good. It would have been nice to show more of what's going on with the ceiling here, I think, but it's challenging to shoot these small bathroom spaces, especially if you're limited to shooting landscape, like this, as opposed to long portrait. You can shoot portrait stuff, but when you're listing on the MLS, most MLS don't like that, and so tend to shoot landscape like this. But if I'm shooting for you and portrait images are an option, the way that they are on your phone, if you're going to put them on Instagram or something, let me know, because it opens up a lot of possibilities if we're not stuck only being able to shoot landscape like that. This is the little guest house that seemed to be a newer build and renovation, and there was some really nice stuff in here, and I liked this little patio area just outside. The fence is nice, the light is nice, the trees are nice. Here's this beautiful little building. Looks like a cozy place. I suspect they put this on Airbnb. We've got this nice rustic staircase going upstairs. We've got a beautiful little bathroom with really nice brass fixtures, which I really liked. This is the bedroom upstairs in that place. It's kind of challenging. I'm like standing on the staircase to get this shot. You get the nice bright feel for the room there. It would have been nice to get a shot of this at night with the little glow from the lights here, and it looks like there's a neat fixture on the ceiling up here. Would have been cool to see that. But I really liked this little cottage. It's too bad he was selling it. I would have liked to make some like really beautiful like Airbnb vacation rental sort of photos of this, but that wasn't the objective. Gravel driveway. We moved the cars in order to get that shot. And there's my old Subaru that I miss. It was a beautiful old Forester that I had to sell because the bottom of it was rusting beyond any measure of safety, and I wasn't going to fix it, and I sold it to some kid in Pennsylvania who drives it around in the forest now, so I hope he's all right. You can see the cleared areas here where your little walking around spots. It looks like there's a little beautiful thing by a creek back here. We didn't get into shooting all of that, although again, stuff I would have liked to shoot, especially if this was like an Airbnb shoot, we wanted to sell the experience of the property rather than real estate photos of the property. And so I wanted to give this one as an example because this was one where the scope of work was keep it simple and shoot the house pretty simply. And there's still a lot of stuff here. I spent plenty of time shooting tons of photos of the house, the guest house, hiking up and shooting photos of the clearing site, and then, as you'll see, doing drone photos. And so we also got aerials of the location, context. You get to see how close it is to the mountains, where you can't really see Hudson here, but it is close to that. But you get to see where the site is situated, and you get to see that it is rural. It's across from this farm. There's this beautiful pasture out here, or meadow, trees. It's a lovely, quiet place. And here's some low drone photos. There's a little trick with the aerials, shooting with a drone, is just because you can go really high doesn't mean you have to. Shooting something just like that you would otherwise have to be on a really tall ladder, it's a lot more human context. We are used to seeing things from the ground or near ground level, And so those are the photos that are most comfortable to us as humans who cannot fly. Most of the time, it's better for a drone photo to be like not that high off the ground, really. Very few people spend time in helicopters and airplanes flying around at this height. And so a photo like this isn't human. Oh, there's a little gazebo back there that I didn't even see. I feel like we talked about how these things were on the site, and he was like, don't shoot these. But I wish we had. And there's the clearing up there that I hiked up to. So you can see, started down there, went up through there. I'm pretty sure there was poison ivy, and I'm pretty sure that I got some. I'm very prone to poison ivy, and I need to start carrying some like Technu, which my brother swears by. Says that Technu will clean the poison ivy off you. And here I brought the drone down to right above the build site to show what the views would be if you were able to build. I mean, if you built this high, it would be like 5 stories tall, but if you built an observation tower above your house, this is a little closer to potential views if the house was tall. And then looking down at the build site, and there are some pretty flowers right there, and then out towards the house and the land. So this is the kind of overview of the land here. And this is where I went back to that idea of having photos that are close to the reality, like if you were climbed a tree, or you were up in a cherry picker, or you were in another building nearby that was about this height. This again, you would have had to climb a very large tree to get this, but I like it a lot. I think there's the bit of context of the house and the chairs here, and it's situated in the landscape, and that's it. That's our little house in Curryville. This one sold for $500,000. And hopefully Andrew made some good money on it, and I had a good time shooting it. I'm pretty sure that after this one, I went to Hudson and ate at Kitty's and got rotisserie chicken, which is phenomenal. The rotisserie chicken at Kitty's is mind-blowingly good.
Look at all this beautiful yard, the lights, tables, gravel, everything. Everything about this. Wonderful. Wonderful.
So I just stopped at Hudson on the way back from my photo shoot earlier in Chatham, and I wanted to try out Kitty's Market, which is right here. It's right by the train station. And I walked up to the window, ordered my food, and I went inside the little market, and I really enjoyed that. And then I walked in the backyard, and holy shit, it is so gorgeous. Right at twilight, at sunset, we've got lights. It is magical. It was wonderful here. And Moyes has been talking up this Suarez quality pills, telling me it's the best Pilsner he's ever had. And I was like, yeah, I mean, we'll see. He was right. It was fucking fantastic.
So if you're ever in Hudson, go get you some of that. That's all we got. If you have any questions about how I shot this, other projects like it, you have a place that you want me to shoot on my website, nsdoyle.com. You can use the contact form, get in touch, comment down in the comments. I'd love to talk with you. Get in touch. Hey, are you eager to learn how to make photographs like this? Are you looking to start a photography business or grow the business that you have? I want to help you with that. I've got courses over at nsdoyle.com/shop that you can check out. We'll have some beginner courses and intermediate and advanced. Right now, we're just getting started, so I'll have some workshops and tutorials, and if you are near New York City or Philadelphia, I will come and teach you in person, and that's the most fun for me, and it's the best way to learn because we can have a dialogue back and forth, and you can lead me through your questions, and I can answer them immediately. I'm working on a course right now that will be up as soon as I can finish editing it on how to shoot an apartment in New York City, and it's a really easy way to get started with sort of entry-level real estate photography, and I've found that real estate photography is the best way to start getting paid easily with photography. It's not very hard. It's, I believe that most people can learn how to do it. If you're interested in photography and you want to make a living doing it, real estate's a pretty easy way to get started. It's how I got started. I started with food, but then real estate, I got in really easily, and I started with real estate and then moved on to design and then interiors and architecture, and I recommend the same path for you too. Start doing real estate. It's quick, it's easy, I'm telling you, it's not hard. I can teach you how to do it, no problem. And you can go from whatever your day job is to making like $100, $200, $300 in an hour, and isn't that nice? Isn't that a pretty good system? So I'll have that course up as soon as I can get it up at ennisdoyle.com/shop. Maybe by the time you're watching it, it's live, and I'm already working on the next one and the next one. But the workshops and the live training where we hop on a phone call and I'll walk you through a shoot. I'll walk you through whatever you're struggling with in your business. If it's client acquisition, if you're having trouble getting jobs, I'll help you with that. I'll help you with your marketing. I love doing this. It's really wonderful being a professional photographer and having this, making images be my life. And teaching is also really fun and rewarding. I've taught several photographers I've taught people who were not photographers before how to be photographers and how to have a successful living as a real estate photographer. And that's been great for them. And I'd like to bring that to more people. It's such a joy to know that like their lives are what they are because I taught them something. It feels really good, and I want to do the same thing for you. Not for me, but because it could change your life. And that's what I want. I want to be there to help you move from where you are to where you want to go. And if photography is the tool that you want to use to get there, I'm here to help. So head over to the website. If you buy one of the courses, it'll get you into a private group where you'll have access to me and everybody else who's purchased a course, and we can all learn and grow together, because having community is the best way. Being able to bounce your questions off of people. Everybody is struggling with the same stuff. The longer that I have been in this and the more people that I have met doing this, everybody struggles with the same stuff. And so we'll all work and grow together. And I am here for you and I want to help. So reach out and let's get it going for you. ennisdoyle.com/shop. Go grab a course, grab a workshop. Let's get on a coaching call. Whatever you need, I'm here for you. Let's do it.